Hi, Krishna. So today we're going to go show you one of the recipes that I make here quite a bit. The devotees here love it here at the temple. It's my signature lemon cake. But we'll start with this is for this is a large batch. This makes 2 large pans. So we're starting with 10 cups of flour. 10 cups. We have 10 cups of flour. We have 2 tablespoons of baking soda, 1 tablespoon. I'm sorry, 2 tablespoons of baking powder and 1 tablespoon of baking soda. Don't get that mixed up. A teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of turmeric, and 2 cups of shredded coconut for the dry ingredients to be mixed together. And let's turn the idea. So we're going to mix these dry ingredients together. The sugar I'm going to do with the wet ingredients in a separate bowl. The turmeric gives a natural yellow color to the cake. I like using turmeric instead of, these artificial dyes, which, are banned in some countries. So, I try to avoid these artificial dyes, for artificial food colorings. But turmeric makes you don't taste the turmeric because it's very subtle. But the lemon juice will overpower the turmeric. But you want to mix all these ingredients nice and good there. You want to always do dry ingredients first when you're baking. You mix them together. Then do your wet ingredients separately. Mix them together. So the wet ingredients we have first off, we have 4 cups of sugar. Then we got 2 cups of yogurt, 2 cups of butter, melted butter, 2 cups of lemon juice. And we'll whisk this all together with that sugar at the bottom. Get this all together nicely. The whole idea is to mix these separately because you never really want to overmix cake batter. If you overmix cake batter, the cakes will fall on you and they will come out flat. And you really don't want that. So I always like to mix my dry ingredients first. And generally, for cakes, I'll mix the sugar with the wet ingredients. For some reason, for me, it just comes out better in the baking process. Once we have that a good mix there, then we fold in the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. Bring this all together. Mix in all the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients. Your batter should come out pretty darn thick. If your batter's too thin, then you probably added too much milk and too much wet ingredients. But you can always cut this recipe in half. I'm going to have it the ingredients posted on here separately, so you can see what you need to use to bake. And we preheat the oven at 350 degrees and cook this for 40 to 45 minutes or at least until the toothpick comes out clean, where when you poke it in the center of the cake, it's not you don't get wet cake stuck to the toothpick. That's when you know it's done. So as you see that in that natural yellow coming through, that was from the 2 tablespoons of turmeric that we used. Just want to make sure all the flour is saturated into that. At the same time, we don't want to overmix it. Just enough to all the ingredients are mixed in. This is a tad bit on the dry side, so I'm just going to add a little bit more milk. Okay, about another cup of milk. We're up to about 3 cups of milk right now. With baking, it's all about consistency in the batter. You know, if once you know your consistency and how things come out with the thickness in the batter, you can pretty much about bake anything. And just a tad bit more milk. So this recipe is more about 3 1/4 cups of milk instead of 2 cups of milk. I always seem to adjust it at the end. Okay, that's more like it. Nice and thick. We transfer this into the baking pans. Baking pans have been buttered and a light coating of flour put into them to help keep the cake from sticking to the pan when we go to cut it later after it's cooled. So let's go over to the pans here. Half the mixture into one pan, the other half mixture in the other pan. Grab a spatula and even this out. And again, when you're cooking, you want to cook with a clean conscience. You want to be thinking of happy thoughts about serving God, serving Krishna. Think about his pastimes. Even recite a prayer in your head. It all comes through in the end with the cooking. You gotta cook with love and devotion. Ultimately, this is offered to God first before everyone else gets to enjoy. Because God is the ultimate enjoyer in everything. You smooth this on out. Spread it on out here. And what I like to do is also add coconut flake to the topping. Give me 1 second here. I'll grab some coconut flake. We have coconut flake to the top. Spread a little bit over the top evenly. This is a shredded sweetened coconut. It comes out really nice. So you have it kind of helps with the goes along with the lemon flavor of the cake. Makes a really nice cake. Generally, I make a big batch of this because we always like to distribute the sodom later on in the day. You know, when we go out and carry knobs, we like to give out. We love feeding our community. Many times we come across many of the homeless out on the streets that that really appreciate having some sweets made for them. So we always try to share as much prasadam as we can with our homeless community, people of lower income. They're really struggling out there on the streets in today's world. There's a lot of mental suffering going on, and we try to spread the love to everybody. Okay, this is ready to pop in the oven. Got both. This is all ready to pop in the oven, and we'll be right back when it's all baked together. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we have pulled the cake out of the oven, we have let it cool, and we've cut the cake, and we'll take a look at it now. This is the cake when it's finished. Got a little dark on the edge here. That can easily be cut off a little bit, but it comes out a very nice yellow succulent cake. Here's what it looks like when it's cut. This comes out really moist and fluffy. Because we use yogurt instead of, when most bakers use egg in cakes in their baked goods. But I prefer using yogurt in replacement of eggs, and it's a really nice replacement because everything comes out super moist. Anyways, until next time, Hare Krishna. I hope everyone has a blessed day. Don't forget to follow me.